go ahead and see if we can't get to that camera. There we go. Got some live feed going on now.
Did you say I'm 5'6"?
Yep.
Yes, 5'6".
What? Oh, I'm 7'8". I had to cough, so I muted 5'6". Everybody got to hear me now.
Nice shot, Patrick.
Okay, we've had a pretty not super exciting start to this game. There was just a tick on a hit, and Red tried to split the house, but it appears they just threw up a corner guard. So Nutmeg is going to draw behind it.
Yep, guys, come on. Yep.
Very good. Yeah, what it is. Go.
All right, up there. You can hide. One more.
Well, we certainly have an interesting end setting up here. It looks like the attempted come around was a bit shy. Ticked the guard, left a center guard, which is a good position for Red, since they do not have the hammer.
Nice, you got it. Hard line.
Having just played on this sheet a little earlier myself, I can definitely say there's no shortage of curl on that side. This one tucks nicely behind the guard, though it's in the back of the house, so.
Yep, bring it. Yep, bring it. You guys
Go, Caleb. Yep. Go. Yeah.
A nice draw, right? Actually, not completely buried, but a pretty decent draw.
Try and get low side. Nose isn't terrible. You might lose the back
So
one.
who actually has hammered this time around? They weren't kind enough to put up the
Hack weight though.
icon.
This is certainly not a trivial hit here that Red is in a bit of a precarious spot for the jam. So have to be careful removing this rock.
Well, really close. Yeah. Hard. 3.
All the way down.
Hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
They do not make it past the guard.
Amigos. Yeah. Yes. Nice shot, Trae.
So Nutmeg choosing to guard this stone. If it were me, I might consider popping another one in the house behind that corner yellow guard, but it's not me. So they'll get a center guard.
No.
The only wrong answer in curling is a shot that doesn't work.
Right?
Yep.
This one doesn't appear to be working, so.
That's curling now.
Oh, we've got Steve back from his dinner break, so we got a full contingent here. Melvin was just standing in while you were having some food.
Thank you very much, Melvin. Appreciate that. That was right. That was delicious fried chicken.
It was pretty good. Yeah. So the guard for Nutmeg comes a little deep and has left an out for this mishmash team. We actually never did team introductions, so maybe we can do that. I don't have the list, so I'll let Joe do those.
Okay, this game is between two teams. The team that is throwing the red stones is Nutmeg, top 4. Their lead is Jeff Hannon. lead is Jeff Hannon. Second is Brian Walker. Vice is Mark Zakin. And skip is Lance Wright. And they're playing against Trae's Amigos from an amalgamation of English curling, Oklahoma City, and Bucks County. And their lead is Ryan McGee. Second is Mark Ingo. Third is Michael Norquist. And skip is Jonathan Havercroft. Right now, it looks like Mark Zakin is throwing his first stone over here.
It's got a bit of heat behind it.
Yeah, it's really running on that line. And kind of a disastrous outcome.
Yeah, unfortunately, they knocked their own stone out and left their yellow shooter completely exposed.
Short's okay.
Looks like instead they're going to guard it up, put something into the 8-foot.
They got some work to do to get this one to come back over. It looked like
Yeah, Super's working very
a
hard
lot
on
of
it.
line on that delivery, but as I've said before, not a shortage of curl on this sheet. So at least on this side of the sheet. So
Very much so. So while it wasn't in the house, it is still a very nice guard. It's making it much tougher for yellow to get back at this. Again, the yellow is top 4 out of Nutmeg Curling Club in Connecticut. If you're watching this from Connecticut, hello.
Oh, so they left her playing a nice little through the port kind of chap and roll.
Oh,
It was a really nice shot.
Well
a little
done.
too much roll, but
The fact they got through the port at all is really impressive.
yeah.
It looks like our angle is slightly
I'd
off,
say
but
they're
from this,
sitting 1, maybe even 2 here.
I'd say yellow is definitely first shot, and
Yeah.
I would say they're sitting 1 if I had to guess.
It's pretty close between those back two. I'm not
It is.
sure.
Looks like the English Curling Club is trying to decide what shot they want to sit there and call.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for the double takeout. It's a pretty reasonable double takeout just outside nose. We played against this this team in our first game, and this guy is a pretty accurate hitter. So this is, I think he has a good shot at making this one.
Well, we'll see if Jonathan Havercroft can sit there and hit the shot that he's looking to call here.
Any word on which member of Trae's Amigos is from which club?
The skip is from the English club.
Ah,
And I believe the lead and the second are from Oklahoma City, and the third is from Bucks County.
okay. They did get their hit. They weren't able to get a double, though. They pushed the yellow back, so it looks like red is now sitting 1.
Yep.
Shooter rolled out of the rings, but it looks like it is still in play. No one's moving it out.
So it looks like they're going to try to play that hit through the port again and sit 2.
Yeah, they did learn the ice.
Yeah. I think they're coming the other turn this time, though, so.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that inside outline curls a lot, so I'm not sure. They'd have to be really tight to that center guard to get through there on that line.
Yes.
I think this is the right call, but this side does tend to hang a little more, so we'll see if they make it again.
He's going to have to be right on broom, though, because if he's even a little wide, it's going to crash on his guard.
Yep. Yeah, and we did find some of these hit lines were quite straight in our game.
Sweepers on this one very quickly.
Hard, Brian, hard!
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, that's
curling.
moving a lot. It's going to crash on that red guard.
This could be terrible.
Oh, no.
Gosh. That is terrible.
That is a tough break for Nutmeg. Now red is sitting 2, and I'm afraid I've lost count. Is this hammer?
No,
No, yellow has
yellow
hammer.
has
Yellow's hammer this
hammer.
time.
So they'll just try to get one in there and shut that scoring area down a bit.
As red looking to, I imagine they're trying to guard that up a bit. It's already
So-
pretty well guarded, but if you can get to the right side of those yellow guards, you think
no,
you?
go ahead.
Oh.
I was going to give you a little backstory because
Oh,
I
please, go ahead.
got to know these guys. We room stacked with them for a while last night. They're a really nice group of guys.
Wonderful.
And because we
Getting
were
on this
kind of
group.
like, how did this team come together? And they may be the dorkiest collection of curlers that I've ever met. They know each
That's
other.
saying something.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do for curlers.
Yeah, several of them met in poli-sci grad school or grad programs.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's pretty hardcore dorky there. I said, and we actually at one point had almost enough people at this club to form team IRS lawyer, and like I think they're even outdorking them. So, wow. Well, he puts it right on the button. That's quite a lovely draw.
Very well done. Completely ignoring what I was talking about guarding. He's just said, you know what? If we can steal 2, we can steal 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now probably the best option is to just play the draw, play the freeze to concede the 1. And if the line looks amazing, just hammer it and see if you can tap it enough to get your 2. But it's so easy to overthrow these and throw like back 4, back 8 out of your hand and breeze right by everything.
Right.
Because we never do that, do we?
Nope. Not that you'll admit to.
We didn't do that last night.
It's going to have to move a little bit. It's going to have to move a lot of it.
Move a lot bit.
Oh, it's going to sit there and scoot by, isn't it?
Oh, it looks like it's going to be third shot.
It is
Yeah,
a steal
it
at
does.
2.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Tried to throw the back 4 weight out of his hand instead of letting the sweepers drag that in at the end.
So at the end of the first end, we have a score of 2 for top 4 and 0 for Trae Amigos.
And Trae Amigos will once again have the hammer in the second end.
No, Trae Amigos does not have a hammer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have that switched?
Yeah, top 4 is
Yellow. You're right. I'm sorry. Top 4.
I'm like,
has the
wait a
hammer.
second. That doesn't seem right.
First stone away for Ryan McGee. Sweepers are on this one very hard. Looking to make sure it's over. Shouldn't be a problem now.
So Ryan McGee told us last night this was his first time ever playing on dedicated ice.
Very
his
nice.
first Bonspiel, so he is very excited to be here. Not too surprisingly, they are playing on arena ice in Oklahoma City. But Jonathan actually helped to found that club.
Oh,
so
very nice.
I know everything. It's amazing I remember this all with as long as we were sitting and drinking. But I have a great memory for random facts.
Hey, you don't have to apologize to me.
Certainly not.
As the first stone from, I believe it was Jeff Hannon, gets just dragged out.
Yeah, Jeff Hannon showing off those young guy muscles.
Ryan coming down now for his second shot. Looking to draw around that guard, and I don't think it's got the juice.
Not quite. It's a bit of an adjustment when you go from playing on arena ice, which generally tends to be quite slow,
Right.
to playing on this ice. So he kind of goes back and forth between being a little too heavy and a little too light. It's an adjustment. We'll just say that.
On the upside, Potomac ice is generally slower than
Yes.
most dedicated ice. So
But next year when we have new rocks, it'll be amazing.
Oh my goodness, yes.
We can stop complaining about how slow our ice is. Because really the reason that our ice is slow is not the ice's fault as much as it is our terrible,
34
terrible
pound
rocks.
So you're saying
yes.
that our rocks will actually bounce some when we hit them.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody at this club will know what to do in those scenarios.
I certainly won't.
People realize that they can actually make like control weight double takeouts. That's actually a thing.
I don't know if I believe you right now.
It's funny. The first thing I notice when I am playing at another club that has newer rocks, when I come back to this club, I go to clean my rock, and I usually launch it off the ice because it's just so much lighter than you're expecting it to be.
Yeah.
And then I leave a nice little chip in front of the hack. You can always. It's like you were just in it.
Calling card. You know where
Yeah.
you've
The
been.
good news is I know the guy that does the ice, so I could just ask him nicely to fix it.
Yeah, when I went to Dykes this year up in Rochester,
Yeah.
I was in the hack for my very first throw of the spiel, and I'm moving the rock around. I'm like, this is way heavier than what I'm used to.
This
This
doesn't
is
feel
interesting.
right. Was that your first away Bonspiel?
No, I went to Dykes last
Oh, yeah,
year
you did.
in Broomstones, and I also went to Tropicurl in Pittsburgh this past year.
It's so much more fun that way when you go to your first away Bonspiel and you just throw it through the back of the house.
Yep.
You
Yep.
got guard weight, maybe a 2, and no, I'm sorry, it was
Whoosh.
actually bumper weight the entire way.
But I'm looking to stretch out my spiels.
Your Bonspieling experience?
Yeah, I'm definitely planning for Tropicurl again.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe the barbecue spiel out in KC over the summer. I've
I
heard,
have heard
good
good
things.
things about that one. We're gonna
heard
be
some good
we'll
stuff
be at
about the Cool
Tropical
Duck,
again
actually.
this year.
What's that?
There's the Cool Duck Bonspiel up too. I believe it's
Oh,
actually an
Plainfield.
It's a
under
5 and
yeah,
under.
5
That's
and
at the
under.
Ardsley Curling Club.
Oh, Ardsley, yeah.
And I have really great things to say about that club. Our club playdowns were there this year, and I had a fantastic time there.
Okay,
I had a great time at Rochester. I played there as well myself for their Halloween spiel.
that was your 8
And
ender,
Big
wasn't it?
Pumpkin, yes. And in my first end of my first game, we scored an 8 end. So
Yeah.
Rochester is treating our club well this year.
It is. I remember reading about that in the Curling News magazine. I was
Yeah.
like, yay, Courtney.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was funny because when Elizabeth went to throw her first rock, we were sitting 6, and her rock over curled, and she hit a guard, and I go, well, I'm like, way to blow our 8 end, and she was like, I don't think she had realized. She's like, oh my god, and then their skip tapped it in for us. So that's kind of like that's generally the only way you get an 8 end is if you get a little help.
You know what? Take it.
I know,
Yeah, there's
right?
really no strategy to score the 8
No. And usually, like, if you're setting, like, every time I've been close or scored, like, really big ends, I'm usually freaking out the whole time because you have so many rocks in play. You're just convinced your opponent's going to just get one in there that you can't get rid of, and you might even give up a steal.
Oh, yes. That was how we lost our last game in the Dykes.
Oh, too many rocks in play?
No, we had, I think we were sitting 4 in the 7th end.
Oh, no.
And our opponent's skip made a very, very good shot. The gentleman was from Rochester. Made a really great run back and just punched himself in to shot rock with no way to get out.
Wow. Well, I guess I could go back to paying attention to this game that we're supposed to be talking about.
Of course, of course.
It hasn't been terribly interesting. They're just kind of trading some boring hits.
Well, there was just
Well, that
two
was a
misses in
flash.
a row there. Top 4 came up a little wide on their tap through, so leaving the Trae's Amigo Red Rock hanging on the back of the house. Trae's
then they
Amigos
flashed a hit.
fails to capitalize though. We played on the sheet earlier, and we were finding that hits were running a little straight along the sides of the forefoot.
Yep.
So
Yes. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe they had time for a pebble in between games.
I will correct you because that is wrong.
Oh,
Huh.
I
we
am
would
sorry.
might
never,
have
we
actually
would
been
never
pebbling in
not
between
pebble
games.
between games.
I know, it seemed weird, but I guess...
We actually scraped the ice after our game, and but then there was another one, and then it's been prepared.
Wonderful.
This is the second game after
After a
our
scrape, yeah.
afternoon scrape, and yep, and I did just finish
Maybe I took too much. Maybe I took longer eating the fried chicken than I realized.
I think the fried chicken just went straight
It
to
was
your
so
brain.
much grease and deliciousness, you just got so engrossed by it that you couldn't possibly pay any other attention.
You know, it's not the first time that's happened.
I know. I'm not blaming you. It's a worthy goal to have.
This looks like a decent shot.
It's curling a lot.
Oh,
But he got it.
Yeah,
he was able to get
the
it.
object rock.
I thought he was going to have a shot at getting the back one as well.
Just got it going a little bit there.
Top 4 sitting shot currently with hammer. Looks like they're in good shape for the deuce in this end.
Top 4 don't have hammer this round.
Yes, they
Yes,
do.
they do.
Oh, okay.
Do you have your teams backwards?
We have teams backwards over here. That would be why.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, no, I definitely have points on the other team. I don't know how they have hammer now.
Okay, let's switch this up. Yeah, so Trace Amigos is red,
Okay, we
and
got that.
top 4 is yellow. And it was Trace Amigos that stole 2 in the first.
Yep, there it is.
That says red there, but it doesn't show up as red up there.
That's weird.
Uh-oh.
That's
Technical
the confusing part
difficulty.
over here.
Technical difficulty.
I can just manually change it, and all the problems go away. I was just
There we go.
amazed by the difference in color and statement.
Technical difficulties here.
Yeah, I know nothing about technical difficulties. It took me like half an end to try to figure out how to move the camera from sheet C to sheet B before last game.
Oh, God.
It's all right. I figured it out.
So I think Trae Amigo is going to go hard for the double here.
Yeah, with that kind of ice, it looks like they're going to come across the face and try to push out that back one as well.
Jonathan definitely likes to throw some heat, so...
When you say Jonathan is the English gentleman?
He's not actually English. He just lives in England.
He's
currently.
Canadian.
Gotcha.
in fact.
He's from Montreal originally.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So this should be the first shot from Jonathan, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Bringing heat, I'm going to say that's about an 8-second hit. It is hanging, though.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah. He's going to get 1. I don't think he's going to get 2, though. Yep.
Avoids the jam, though. That's
Yep.
fortunate.
Yeah, that line, it's when you get closer to the center line, it'll go, but with weight, it stays very straight.
So yellow's still sitting 1. Red's got second and third shot, and that Yellowstone is, as of right now, completely exposed. Sounds like top 4 is looking to draw that port and get into the top 4.
Yeah. Interestingly, deciding to ignore that rock in the top 12. Well, let's see if that comes back to bite them.
Is he coming around it?
He's going
Yeah.
to try to come around it, yeah.
I think I'd go the other way.
Yeah, there's a lot more room. And you'd be splitting the house.
The rock is in a really good position for Trae's Amigos
Yeah.
to make a play on it later. I guess.
He really wants to leave a run double on this one.
Yeah, I guess it would be difficult to.
Yeah, there
to
really
hit
is.
this and sit 2.
And to be fair, there really isn't that much later. Next shot is the hammer. So
Later. There isn't that much later. No, next shot is not the hammer. You
It's not?
need to get. This is.
I've
Skip
already
is-
got my glasses.
This is the Skip's first rock. On,
So it is. I'm
top
sorry.
4.
There were a bunch of people where there was supposed to be a yellow stone.
And this rock
Coming up
little
short.
light.
Yeah. It's going to block a run back.
But it's not going to block the open hit.
Yeah, leaves a staggered guard situation.
Ah.
Mark
Oh, does
doesn't look
not look
pleased.
super happy about that outcome.
Bring the weight down a bit. Doesn't move much. The key's to get it to make it go away, right? Yeah. Get the roll.
See if they've learned anything and tighten the broom up on these hits.
Sweeper staying off of it, and it looks like it's going to be a nice, solid hit.
Yeah, Michael trying to will that rock over with his body English. I would have preferred the roll in.
Yeah.
Still leaves top 4 with a draw against 3. Never the position you want to be in.
No. The only good news is nothing's better than full 12.
Especially after just shorting your previous draw.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not actually coming the same way he just threw. Nothing's really changed about that draw line. I guess he left the guard. I can't see. Everybody's blocking it, but.
Sweepers seem pretty happy. Rock needs to sit.
He's got bagging now. I think he's going to be all right.
Great draw. Uses all of the house.
Does it? Oh, no. Does it outcount the red?
Oh, it's close.
It may not.
It does not.
No, I'd say it's yellow.
Yeah, that makes it much easier to see.
Oh, man. Are we going to have a measure already? Oh, they're measuring.
From our angle, it doesn't even look close, but...
I think, well, I can't see.
Yeah, the camera is a
There's
bit offset.
clearly, I think it's closer than you think. Yeah, the camera is not.
It's tough.
From my angle where I'm sitting, I think it looks pretty darn close.
It's right in front of us, and we're still not sure.
Hannon's going to give it the GNCC Vice President seal inspection or whatever he is.
Apologies. Our mouse ran out of battery, so we can't change the camera.
Oh,
right now.
no.
Yep.
Oh,
Just,
Joe is returning.
Yes. Oh, yes. All right.
Oh, good. See, you should have known that Dobbs would have left stuff like ready for you.
I did not have the proper
Oh,
amount
I
of
love
faith in
these
him.
people. Not only did they not lay their brooms on the ice, they got him, Michael. Not only did they not lay their brooms on the ice, they're cooling the measuring device down, not in the house.
It's nice when people have an idea of what to do with the with the
Yeah,
measuring
they are
device.
going to have to move the.
I believe Mark Zankin also helps out with the ice at Nutmeg. Certainly
Yeah.
Jeff Hannon does.
Certainly Jeff does.
So-
So they're going to have to actually move the back of that thing. Oh, God. They're going to pull apart our janky measuring device.
Where's Vince when you need him with the laser?
What? Is a laser?
Oh, you were in a short spiel, were you?
No.
Yeah, he has a laser measuring device
Oh, wow.
that was way faster and way more accurate.
Aha, the mouse is back.
Thank you, Joe.
Perfect, I can actually do my job once again.
Your job.
We can sit there and watch just in time for this amazing set of measuring stones.
In the meantime, let's see if we can get you some updates on some other sheets.
That's a great idea.
It looks like on sheet C, the Chesapeake Bay Hoppers, who are playing the Yellowstones, currently have a lead in the third end over the Hackheads. I
Oh, it
believe
looks
it's
like
currently
Yellow
4-0.
did get it.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's quite all right. I was interrupting anyway.
Give me board weight.
Sheet A is actually an interesting result. It's a team that's mostly from the Chicago Curling Club, I believe, or are they from? They're from somewhere in Chicago, either Exmoor or Chicago. They're friends of Elizabeth Demers, who's new to this club this year,
Right.
coming here from Chicago, and they're playing the champions of this Bonspiel last
Right, Richard
year.
Chin and the Clausens.
And Richard was sitting like 3 or 4, but had a center guard in play, and a couple of them were behind the tee. And they must have gotten one in there that he was not able to remove because it would appear that they stole. So
Well done.
So, yeah, there were some comments about, oh, you know, we're the old guys having to play these young kids. And I say, like, I never want to be I never like going up against a team of old guys. They'll definitely outcrafty you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You think you're sitting great. You
Nope.
got like a million rocks in the house, and there's like one that they could kind of use as a guard, and then they spoil your day.
And they are just 20 steps ahead of you. It's
Yep.
awful.
Not physically 20 steps ahead of you, but
No,
Yeah.
no.
process-wise 20 steps ahead of you.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. So we've got a center guard in play here, and it looks like the call is to come around, but this looks a bit light from my perspective. Sweepers are working it very hard. Oh, it comes up short.
Okay. Prevents them from doing the in off.
Who's actually skipping this top 4 team? I don't think I recognize him.
Lance Wright is.
Okay.
No, that's not who that is. It's crossed out and it says Andy Eaton. Lance Wright is actually, he's playing on the next sheet over.
Well, they have messed with him. This is
I
the
always
paper.
know Lance Wright because he wears that ridiculous
yeah.
hat. He looks like he works at a steak shake.
Now I want steak.
Oh, did I ruin your day? That must have picked. Something happened there. Or did they wreck? I looked away for a minute. Now there's like a million guards in play.
In addition, on sheet D, I believe it's 2 Potomac teams. It's Team Wiggins and Team Anderson. Team Anderson playing the Yellowstones are currently up 2-1 after 2.
So that team was all Potomac members at one point, but 2 of them now live other places. So it's like a Potomac reunion team.
That rock really made a move. It curled
Wow.
maybe 7
wow.
feet.
That was ridiculous. I saw it. Like it came out like far on the other side out the back of the house.
Sorry? Take it out. Take it to the back.
That's coming into the house nicely. Sitting just in front of the tee line.
Top 4, puts a rock in the top 4.
Yeah, it's not really covered though. He's got plenty of air, can definitely make the hit and roll with if he can get some good line on this.
Oh, yeah, and as long as they get the hit and if they're able to roll to the left, there's a lot of room there. There's
There's
3 guards all stacked up.
Quite a few guards you can roll under.
Yeah.
Give me forward weight.
This might be a bit too much ice for this shot. We'll see.
Yeah, well, it
Ooh,
depends
yeah.
on the weight, but it looks like he's throwing a control weight.
Be close. Yeah. Hard. Yeah.
Good
Hard.
Now that rock makes a big move.
Good news, he has like 3 whole guards to roll under. Oh, and he
Oh, but
still
he
rolled
rolled too
out the
far.
other side.
Commentator's curse.
Shoot.
Just wait. Brian, thank you.
So what do you guys think? Would you try to draw behind on the right side here? Would you try to sit as it looks like they're calling for?
So, me personally, when you have that many guards out front, I would probably be inclined to just draw, depending on how comfortable everybody was feeling. He should have all of this rock. It's a makeable shot, but, I mean, your opponent just has a lot of rocks to get behind.
That's true.
And this team doesn't have a lead right now. If I had a lead, I would play the hit, but they don't have a lead, so I might try to beat them behind those guards.
Yeah, pretty much just replaced it with that hit.
Yeah,
It's going to be nice and wide open.
Interestingly, Trae Amigo appears to be throwing the same shot. Maybe not feeling really confident about draw weight.
But we've seen there's already been solid amount of curl on this sheet. So
Yeah, it's really mainly restricted to this side.
This rock is well
Yeah.
out there.
Oh, yeah.
He got a little floaty with it and just doesn't come back on that
Nope.
side.
Out into the muck.
So yeah, I was talking to Elizabeth about her game against Richard Chin's team, and I said, you know, he's going to try to hit his way out of everything because he's got, you know, second and third players are, you know, 19 and 20-year-old boys who just love to hit everything.
Of course, yeah.
I said, like, all you got to do is just junk it up and make some draws, and you should be in good shape. And it seems like that's what they're doing. There's lots of junk being played.
Yeah, very much so.
This rock also over curling. I think it was light. Really.
Oh
is
yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah,
it's about a 2-guard.
So now
not very useful.
I think if he tells you he wants to play the hit, you say no, play the draw. Oh God.
Shout outs to Dave Schmel from Bucks County. He's in the chat. Good to see Dave. It's not Spencer. It's Steve Coltonbot though. Close enough.
Oh, we'll just call you the non-Korean Spencer.
I almost speak Korean. It's close.
You almost? What does that even mean?
I went to school for Korean, but I've forgotten most of it.
Oh, okay.
I almost speak Korean, as in I can look at people that speak Korean.
Chokumon.
I don't even.
Just a little bit.
We'll be seeing Dave Schmel in a few weeks at the
Crooked Billet Bonspiel, yeah.
Looking forward to that.
We're looking forward to seeing you, Dave. Finally getting out to Bucks County.
Yeah, I definitely have to make a trip out there too.
Zamboni free. They definitely have one of my favorite pins.
Nobody seems to be in love with that outturn draw.
No,
not at all.
There is plenty of curl on that side of the sheet. You can easily bury behind those guards. I just can't believe nobody is playing it.
And they're all just throwing into this muck.
Oh, and then like all you have to do is get a little wide and you sail right by on this. And now, oh my God. Hallelujah. He's going to
Gonna play the draw.
Asking Michael for the outturn draw here.
Make sure we're in the rings. Gonna be top 8.
This rock looks good. I think it will curl at the end.
Yeah, make it here.
Yeah, it's well around the guards.
If it has the weight,
that's going to be the big question.
it is making its move now.
They're definitely going to tuck a corner of it. Oh, it's not in the house.
Nope.
No, it comes up a little short, but very
good line.
Very splittable.
Yeah. I mean, there's like good and bad news, and the bad news is, you know, I guess they'll play this hit now again.
I don't know. It seems like you're just throwing one bad rock after another.
That's the quality of curling at the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel 2016. One bad rock after another. I'm just quoting you now. I don't think I hate the hit right now because there's like every draw path is like occluded.
Yeah, it's always a little scary on smee ice to try to draw around an opponent's rock that is very close to the house.
Yeah, very easy to put that rock in the house.
Very easy.
Shots away.
This is a really downweight hit.
Yes!
Yeah, this looks barely through the house.
This kind of looks like draw weight.
Maybe we misjudged the shot.
Is he just playing the freeze? No, he's hitting it.
And it's a little tap back. It's enough to take over shot.
It is shot now.
It's shot. I mean, the rock is getting higher in the house and a little bit more tucked, you know. So
Yeah, it's
I
a little
don't
tougher
hate
to hit
that.
up.
It's a well executed shot. So
It doesn't look great from the hack.
no. Well,
Probably see,
I'm on the wrong side, and if I lean, I can see half the
I
rock.
was gonna say,
So
probably
they
see
should
about
be
half.
able to see it all. I think they're gonna be hard pressed to make that hit to sit 2, which was what he was talking about. I think you just kind of bail on that rock at this point and try to come up with a way to score your dues the old-fashioned way.
Yep, there's a couple ways to do that. Both draws are there.
Yeah.
I am not sure what's happening here.
I think he's going to try to approach
Through the port?
this through the port on the inside. Yes.
It really does not appear to be there.
That. Oh, I was looking at that earlier and just saying to myself, no, I don't think that's there.
I'm on the other side of the center line, and it looks barely like there's a rocks with. So I feel like from his seat, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's about 3/4 over buried, I'd say.
I mean, he does just want to
I
clip it
think
very
he
barely
hates
on the
it
inside.
now that he's looking at it. Oh no,
He's going to go
he's
for
back for it. He's back on board.
it. Sweepers on this very quickly. That,
Huh.
was it just supposed to be a peel?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just don't think that shot worked out like they wanted it to.
Interestingly, though, I think if actually he had hit it a little thinner, it would have redirected off of that red, the red that was the shorted draw on the out-turn side. And maybe that was what he was playing, to redirect it like into the forefoot.
We may have just had a big end scored on sheet C,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
a big steal, and
We'll let you know exactly how many points that is once they hang it.
people were kicking rocks before I.
It looks like just a steal of 2.
Oh, just 2. There seemed to be just a sea of yellow.
I guess a red snuck in there somewhere.
Must have.
Wow,
Even-
there's a large team discussion going on our sheet. And I don't know what they're doing.
They're just taking their pictures for their boy band.
I think at that point it becomes a man band.
A man band?
Yeah.
Well, last
Does a
night
man
Jeff
band
Hannon
exist?
posted a picture of them on Facebook, and all 4 of them were laying in bed together. So I think
think we're
that
getting somewhere.
I
I
think
think-
that was the picture for their boy band.
I think we're back to boy band now. Over on sheet C, the Hackheads were able to, as we said, steal 2. They now lead the Chesapeake Bay Hoppers 6-0 after 3. And we will get you updates on the other sheets as they come in.
I'm unsure as to what the shot call here was.
I think it started out as a draw. The shot just came up a little heavy.
And it ended with a tap up damn near freeze.
Yeah.
They're still sitting 2, I think. So
Yellow sitting 2.
Yeah.
That second shot's close.
It's pretty tight, pretty hard to see on the overhead view.
oh yeah, actually red might be second. You maybe. I still think you just draw for your 1 here. Like, don't mess around with that nonsense.
Yeah, even with hammer.
That
I mean,
yellow is like dead buried. Maybe not quite dead, but it's pretty buried.
it is going to be essentially a 3-ring circus shot just to get 2. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, Courtney.
You got a
go for a
1-point
draw.
lead. Just get your 1.
Yep.
Don't
It's-
mess around with
It's
it.
the third end. Don't get crazy.
He's decided to go at this the other way, which is probably a good decision. That 1 guard just looks like it wants to spoil your day.
Yeah, may have a little bit of backing to help you out
Yeah.
in this direction as well.
Final stone is away.
Except that he's all over the guards currently.
Yep.
Yeah, this rock really running the center.
Oh, curl. No, not yet. Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Oh. Just getting around.
That hardline broom pad really, really paying off.
Yeah. Well done.
Wow.
A good draw for 1.
Woo! That one, I think, took the paint off the side of that guard.
I think just swooped out of the center line trough at just the right time.
So after 3 ends, it is top 4 with 3 points. Trae's Amigos with 1.
Can we do something about this?
Once again, you're watching the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel from Nutmeg Curling Club in beautiful downtown Laurel, Maryland. My name is Steve Kaldenbaugh, alongside Courtney Shaw, Melvin Shaw, and Joe Morrison on the 1s and 2s. Thank you so much for joining us. Nice draw in, just biting the top 8 there.
Well, it looks like we had another steal on sheet A.
Ah, yeah, 3-0 now.
I think the team from Chicago is looking to try to pull an upset here on the previous champions. I don't know. I kind of think it sounds a little douchey when you name your team the former champions.
I was wondering about it. They're painting a target on themselves.
I mean, it's true,
Right?
but at the same point, you're right. It's a little self-serving.
Yeah. Why don't you focus more on being this year's champion?
Yep.
Live in the
past.
now.
Living in the
Yeah.
past is what they're
You need
doing.
to live in the now, man. Live in the now.
Have they hung? They've hung 3rd end on sheet. Yes, they have. Over on sheet D, it looks like
Wow.
it was a steal of 1 for Team Anderson. Or, I'm sorry, for Team Wiggins.
Just noticed on sheet A, a bit of a blast from the past. That is not just the brownie style broom, that's the extra large head brownie style.
Yeah.
For the skips.
And it's angled, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that broom head is about 14 inches wide.
It's not that wide.
I would
That's pretty
imagine
close.
it is a brownie. I imagine that broom weighs about 18 pounds.
I know. One would think when you get into your golden years, you'd want a lighter broom, but,
Stick with what works.
right? He's been making shots with that broom for longer than I've been playing.
It feels
so.
comfortable in his hands. It's
Yeah.
a part of the family now.
Oh, we're shaping up to be a really boring end here.
That's a lot of hope for this end. You're sitting there and already selling it very well.
Come on,
Looks
look
like
on
they're just
the
gonna
bright side,
burn through this one.
I mean, it depends on how exciting you find precision hits on wide open shots.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of precision.
Well, we're about to see not a lot of precision right here.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that rock over curls a bit.
I mean, I personally find throwing through the back of the house very exciting.
Well, yeah.
So I'm already getting everything I was hoping for from this end.
As a terrible lead, throwing through the back of the house is my bread and butter.
I know.
Oh man, when I was playing at Club Playdowns, there was a game, and my team was winning quite handedly, and we got into the later ends, and Laura Yee, who plays lead for my team, who had literally just been making everything. Like it's like 4-foot guard, like perfect. She was just really making shots left and right. And our skip calls for the throw through, and she gets in the hack and she says, "I earned this throw through." And I was like, "Yes, you did, little sister. That you did." Like, it's kind of like sign of a job well done, you know? I don't get to throw through the house very often, advice, but
Yep.
But,
Well, look at the look on the bright side.
Look At least not that's not the called shot.
Yeah, not on
The best
purpose.
thing about playing games is getting to the point where you can call those throw-throughs.
Yeah.
Yep.
The crappy part about throw-throughs is you don't get scored on them, so they don't. You're not like 100% for.
Well,
your
no,
run.
but you're hucking it through with all your might, and you're like, yes, I feel so strong.
I have witnessed a 0 on a throw-through.
Yeah, actually, I've seen it twice, and actually in a game against our mixed team in mixed playdowns last year, there was a rock biting the back. It was out of the house, but not out of play, and it was like straddling the back line, and he threw through and nose hit that rock and
counted it?
stuck around.
Oh,
Yeah.
He threw about 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, way more weight than any person needs to throw on a throw through. Hey, actually, I saw another one on a web streamed game from it was some European tournament, and the guy he threw again about 1,000,000 miles an hour. He actually hit one that was like way outside in that back corner, and rolled it into the house to score one. I mean, these are like ridiculous.
If there's that many stones in the house and you're calling for a throw-through,
Oh no, it was a throw through for a blank. There was nothing in the house.
okay, why don't you just hog it in that scenario if you're afraid that you have somebody
because
that
throwing through is so much more fun.
Great point.
Yeah, he could. I mean, you don't have to actually do anything with it. You can throw it to the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like,
try to take the people out on mission
Yeah.
next to you. That's always fun and a good way to build camaraderie between curling sheets.
Sweepers hold that rock well.
Yeah.
Make the hit with a tiny roll.
Yep, Red now sitting 1. By the way, you mentioned Laura Yee. She's actually on Ann Wiggins' team on Sheet D right now.
yes, she is.
As I was saying before, Wiggins and Anderson have tied after 3. They're tied 2-2.
This then should shape up to be an automatic deuce for top 4 if they can just keep
Make
making
some hits.
3/4 shots at least.
Easy day.
Well on their way with that shot.
Yep, they got good separation.
It's a kind of a tough break where you feel like you kind of have to keep hitting, even though you know it's not really helping.
Yeah, what Trae Amigos needs to do here is try to get these rocks grouped somehow, so that maybe they'll have a double later in the end.
Said that's going to be
Later in the
Billy
end
Samuel
is
Sable.
not too many far away. It's
Yeah.
basically now.
Yep.
It's the now.
There's no more later.
So we'd like to see as a roll towards the other side of the house there instead of just the nose hit. Although what the nose hit is doing now is working the rocks further and further up in the house.
So the real question, Steve, is can you turn everything into a candy bar reference for the rest of the entire cast?
I don't even know what that means.
Well, because of now and later.
You've multiple times made the now and later joke. I'm
Oh,
waiting for Twix and Snickers and everything else to show into is.
You know, I hadn't thought about it until now, but challenge accepted.
I expect you to sit there and rack your brain a bit. Don't nerd out too much, though.
Small mistake there from top 4.
Yeah,
They
now they'll be
do-
able to whatchamacallit, double.
Yes.
It's a pretty thin double right now. I think.
It is at this point, but it's easier.
I think I'd go for the hit and try to flop in front.
Exactly. It's easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
get start
I'll
getting
call
the
that the
rocks
Kit
grouped.
Kat.
We do have green tea Kit Kats here from Japan.
Oh, I
and
know they're delicious.
They
I
are
love
awesome.
those things. I mean, leave it to the Japanese. They come up with some weird stuff, but like it's delicious.
In my experience, anytime you put in green tea flavor in something, it's going to be
Never
a
goes
winner.
poorly.
Yeah.
Green tea and ice cream is about the best thing you can
Green
possibly
tea
It
ice
really
cream is
is.
amazing. I like green tea mochis.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Mochis.
yeah.
Why don't we have more mochis for the launch?
I know, we need mochis. Oh, he's going for that thin double, I think.
It's just gonna be a
oh
flop
no,
over.
it's just the roll.
Great shot.
Nice shot.
Really
though.
well done.
Just the Rolos right over there. Doesn't quite get there.
Like I said, he's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah. You called it well.
So Andy needs to be a little careful here. Needs to make sure he gets a big roll. Not a very heavy shot, and this rock is curling a mile.
Yeah, it is. They're going to have to
They
sweep
have a
this.
sweeper changing sides, running
that's a first.
behind Hannon.
I love these double-sided sweeps right here.
Oh, this is.
Wow, that rock
Oh.
overcurls by a mile.
Oh God, and he makes it
Even
makes
harder for
the
himself.
freeze like basically nice for
Just
the
a,
other team.
just a tragedy there.
Careful.
Yeah, with as much as the line can float on those hits on the outside, it really always makes you have a level of concern about the amount of curl you'll get inside out.
Yeah.
I can tell you from experience that those rocks are frozen enough that this side of nuclear weight, their bed's not going anywhere.
There are about probably less than 10 curlers in this club that could make those both go away. Actually, most of them are probably currently in the building.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how many of them are on the ice right now, let alone in this game.
Yeah.
I bet Richard could do it.
What?
I bet Richard could do it.
Chin? Nah, he doesn't throw that much weight.
So
Hunter and Caleb could.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing the call here is for
Just
top
sit
house?
down. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's really running the line, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to get it there.
top
it's gonna
8
be
would
close.
be a really good result here, though.
You're able to get it in. And
Yeah, he's got
not
the
quite
nose.
biting, I don't
The
think.
nose hit on the red will do it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to play the draw, maybe he'll just play the
He
draw.
does. It's a little dangerous, though. Right now, red only sitting 1.
Fair
Looks like just the
enough.
draw.
That nose hit goes wrong, and you roll out. You're giving up another steal of 2.
Yeah.
Fourth end down by 2 points. You really need to make sure you score 1. Certainly
Indeed.
can't give up a steal here.
Yep. Honestly, I would even consider giving another inch or 2 of ice. You really want to make sure you don't crash on that top guard.
I thought I heard back 8 as the weight call, which
It's not bad. But they need to make sure they're around that guard.
On sheet A, the Chicago team, again, has lots of rocks in play, and they are sitting 3.
fortunately Jeff Hannon not capable of calling weight.
Thank goodness for that, because that rock is perfect.
That rock is perfect.
Looks like Richard's playing the nose hit for 1, but he can't afford to roll at all, or he could give up another steal.
Over on sheet C, looks like Rick Bilala and the Chesapeake Bay Hoppers were able to take 3 in the 4th.
Wow.
They're
they now-
keeping it close.
They now trail 6-3.
Oh, it's 6? Oh, I missed
yeah.
that one.
Yep. And as soon as we can see what happened on sheet D, we will let you know. Actually, I believe they're still in the 4th end.
no. Uh-oh, Elizabeth's giving it a hard look.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it was another steal on sheet A. He threw a lot more weight at that hit than I would have.
Big scrub on sheet D. That
I see Jimmy Fallon, and I'm not sure who else that is. Carl Anderson
That's
jumping in.
Kim Belf
Oh,
in
that's
the
Kim
red
Belf.
shirt.
Ah,
Kim Belf was a member of this club and moved to Massachusetts 3 years ago, I think.
okay.
I will be joining Kim and Carl next weekend at the Last Chance Bonspiel in Hibbing, Minnesota. Beautiful Hibbing.
128 team Bonspiel.
Ah,
That's pretty extreme for the amount of teams.
Yeah.
How many sheets do they have in their club there?
13.
13 sheets.
Well,
of
they
ice.
play on their club ice, and then they have a hockey arena that they use.
Okay, convert over there. Got it.
Yeah, they have a 12 sheets. I'm sorry. They have a 7-sheet curling club.
They have a seven?
7.
It's kind of odd, but
That's
all right.
a strange.
It
That
used to
is
be-
a lucky number.
It's not even just kind of odd. It's totally odd.
It used to be an 8-sheet club, but they removed one of the sheets during a remodel to, I guess, reclaim some space.
Oh.
It's kind of an interesting club. It has a lot of posts
Yep.
Okay.
on the ice
Yes, guys.
supporting
in the
the
middle
roof.
of the ice.
Yeah. Maybe not in the middle of the sheet.
Okay,
like
not
on
in the middle of the
sides
sheet, in the middle of the ice.
but
Got it.
Still, it seems a little crowded when you're watching from the ice, from the behind the glass.
Okay. Even so, 7 sheets is absolutely nothing to sneeze at.
No, it sounds like a very prime curling club. I'm
Yeah.
impressed by it.
And is attached to an arena, which they convert into ice. And actually, the arena ice is better than the club ice.
Top 8. Get close. Yeah, line.
Wow, we have so many mice batteries.
Hard line. Yep.
Yeah, big thanks to big thanks to Dubs. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta get by this guard.
As
Great
Amigos
shot
come in.
here.
Wow, yeah.
Right down onto his other stone.
There is, what would you say,
gonna nitpick.
maybe an inch of separation, if that.
If I'm going to nitpick, I'm going to say they came up a little heavy,
I don't think you can nitpick that one.
but a pretty good effort overall. It is behind the tee, though, so it gives top 4 an opportunity to freeze. Is that a double?
It's a double broom shooter happening.
Double
over there
broom
right now.
shooter. Unprecedented.
Yep, guys, yep.
I love Bonspiels.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Top 4 coming down now with decent amount of heat. Looking to try to dislodge some of those reds.
This does not quite have the weight.
Now,
No,
sitting,
good setup shot.
yeah,
but
on the center line, top 8. Lots of things you can do with that.
Indeed.
a little tricky for Trae's Amigos.
I have now
to
lost
remove.
track of who has the hammer. Is it red?
Yes.
It's red.
Yes, red has the hammer.
Yeah, I kind of like the hit and roll behind the guard.
Yeah, just make sure you're not wide.
Yeah. You're close to the center line. You have to be pretty wide to get it to not curl.
Play your normal, play this side.
Oh, God, no, don't play it on this handle. Oh, God. He just really wants this to jam. I just really find when you get, at least on this sheet, when you get close to the center line, they were just going crazy.
Yeah, it's going to move.
Yep.
There it goes.
Yeah, this rock moving immediately.
Oh, God.
He may
This is
be-
when
he
you
may actually
hope
miss
it
it.
flashes.
Yeah.
I think that rock actually
Oh,
picked.
that must
Yep.
have picked. It doesn't generally curl that much.
No.
I'm not that right.
Yeah, that's 2.5 feet of curl there on a control weight hit.
A little bit more.
It looks like on sheet A,
Go for
the
the
skip
cross
of
shot.
the Chicago team took a little bit of a break. They've played several rocks at this point, but he's back now.
I don't know if you noticed, but I think
Oh, he might sweep with that brownie, Melvin. He's with the rock.
Oh,
My
it's
God,
going,
he's
it's going.
sweeping with it. He had his vice holding the brooms, and he just got back, so he decided to help out and sweep with that thing.
Yeah.
You gotta have some guns to move that thing. I tried sweeping with just a standard brownie one time, and I do not feel strong enough to do that.
Okay, you're good.
God, I almost don't even know what you do if you're red at this point, because
Yeah, there aren't a lot of good options.
it's going to be really hard to get to the inside to get rid of this. I think I would probably play the freeze and try to cross the yellow a little bit with freeze.
yeah. The problem is if you freeze on the nose, you have a really easy double,
Boy, they don't
Yep.
do it right.
and you'll end up stuffed behind those guards.
So what do you do? Put up the guard?
Might consider guarding.
That's what he's considering. It's just a tough.
It's one of those rare circumstances
Where
where
you
I might
guard the opponent's
where I
zone.
might advocate throwing a guard with hammer, a center guard with a hammer.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of there aren't any obvious options here.
I don't hate the guard. It actually doesn't even preclude you from scoring a third point.
I hate
but-
admitting that I don't hate the guard.
Yeah,
Even so, I think this might be a little wide.
it's definitely wide. You're
It will curl
sugarcoating
though.
it a little bit there.
Should get that outside sweeper on the. Nope, they won't.
But it moved a fair bit. Not enough to make it back to the center line, but
No, it does leave the most dangerous shot open.
Yeah.
the old heater down the center.
Yeah, the angle raise doesn't even need to be a heater, really. Control weight would be plenty. I think one of the big advantages is that actually will leave your shooter in a great place too.
He's still thinking about this. I was looking over at the action on sheet A, and
Again, I'm seeing a lot of Yellowstones in play. But I can't quite tell. I think there's a redstone that's sitting shot right now.
I think the red lights were going off on Hunter's Rock.
no, it had something under it.
I know, I'm joking.
Oh. I saw him because I looked over, I kind of caught his delivery out of the corner of my eye, and he's definitely one of those people that has one of the most solid deliveries.
It's true.
And I caught his back leg, which was moving. I'm like, well, that's not normal. Because
Yeah.
he was trying to dislodge a picking
Oh.
No,
vertical.
just a tragedy.
So close.
He misses the outside of the rock,
and rolls in.
actually rolls undercover, leaving a pretty useless guard.
I'm not gonna lie here. Yellow, when they miss hard.
They miss hard. I think they're just setting up the triple run back here,
Yeah.
which appears to be maybe their only shot to get out of this end.
They basically get on their motorcycle and they Evel Knievel past any sort of minor miss and just have a catastrophe.
They jump over the buses, but they also miss the other ramp. Now, if you're red, I mean, at this point, you might as well just try to throw something else in.
Yeah, I think that's the call. The only concern I have here is why don't give him another shot to get in there, which is exactly
About
what he
the
did.
only place you don't want to put that is top button just off the side of the center line.
Now he has a
Well, I have some
pretty,
bad news for you then, Melvin.
a pretty routine double to get behind those 3 yellow guards.
I guess we won't have to see the triple run back attempt.
That is a darn shame.
Tragically, for our first game, we were on sheet D, so no one was able to see a shot that Melvin
This is looking a little wide.
kind of made, which was a run of a line of 7 stones to put one into the 4-foot.
And they jumped over the ramp again.
Jesus.
Clips that guard that I thought was unclippable.
She's gone from suck to blow.
They were able to take out that new redstone, but
Yeah, which is actually probably the worst news.
yeah, but that second or those 2 redstones in the house, still counting.
I'm going on record here. This line I don't think is there. I think it's gonna cut too hard. Oh, I don't know that we'll ever know because I think he's gonna. Oh no, he turned it in.
He turned that in.
Oh yeah, he did.
Hard.
He's gonna smash into something.
Well, this should rearrange. Oh, no.
Nope, that is moving hard.
Wow, that must have picked as
It
well.
was curling off the face of the planet.
I think there
No
was.
amount of fisking is gonna help you there.
No. I mean, to be honest, if he didn't throw that rock, Like, I don't think he could get where he was trying to get. There's some times where I just, like, sometimes all you can do is make it worse.
Well, I think the out-turn freeze is available.
No, I'm not convinced that line is there, Melvin. That high red guard, I think, blocks that drop pad. You basically have to take the skin off the side of that thing. Or I think you overcurl and hit the yellow.
The other option is the double run.
Still there.
Potentially.
Still a tough shot. I mean, there are no easy double runs.
The downside is, I guess if you miss it, you'll hopefully at least open it up.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you peel out your stones and leave it wide open.
Yeah, maybe give yourself a shot with your last rock.
Or maybe worst case scenario, you just flash.
But we're going to find out about how this out-turn draw works. Not sure he got quite out to the stick.
7 stone away.
Oh, we have side switching again.
Oh, God. That rock picked as well.
I don't know what's going on, but it is going to move some rocks.
Huh.
That rock picked as well.
There's something right on the center line there.
Picky spot.
I'm going to blame whatever bum pebbled the ice.
Yeah, that should always be done.
Safe bet.
Well, there's a reason I've got Joe in between you and me, Melvin.
Because Joe can take a punch better than you?
Well, yeah.
I think he's using me as a wall. I'm worried about this.
Think of it
Who's
less.
going to pay for this wall?
Think of it less as a wall and more as a human shield. It sounds so much more ignoble.
It does indeed, yes.
Looks like they're thinking about
Until
the draw.
I see somebody make that draw, I'm sticking by my position. It's not there.
Every single shot that comes through, I'm more and more inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's there.
We may never know. He's going the other way. I feel pretty certain we'll never know.
And going the other way is not a bad move either. You'll still have, if he's able to get behind his high red guard.
Well, again, the only shot he can't throw here is top button just off center line.
Yeah. You mean when
You
he
really
threw
just
like
don't
2
even
shots
want
ago.
to be in the 4-foot here. You just want to be like biting 8.
Top of 8, yeah.
Shots away. Super's on it working. Super's working on it very quickly. Looks like they're holding it on to the left side of the center line.
That's shaping up well.
Yep, they're going to ride that curl all the way down. And just sitting
Center
into the
line,
top
of
8.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That's
where
exactly
they both
where I wanted it.
Well done.
That is the perfect spot for that rock. I love it. And he can't get it enough. I don't know. Well, if he plays it with the in-turn, he can run it. But it's hard to play that with the cross-the-face run
Yeah.
into that pile and try to maybe get rid of 2 of them. But
The ballistic weight in-turn triple.
yeah, basically.
For maybe 3. Yeah, it's...
No, well, they don't have the hammer. Red has the hammer.
that's true.
Columbine, you cannot keep up with who has the hammer in this game.
I'd have to get up to actually see who has hammer.
You can tell from the corner of our little score bug over here.
That's true.
Technology, bam.
I'm keeping track of this for all of us.
Internet for the win.
You're doing yeoman's work, Joe. It's tough though because if you go for the big hit and you miss, then you're leaving red a shot for 4.
Yep.
And this game's been close enough where you don't want to give up, I mean, any more than 2 points, really.
Jesus. Chicago team just gave up a steal of 3.
Oh, wow. So after 5 ends, looks like the defending champions, Team Chin, has now taken the lead 4-3 over the team from Chicago. That's on sheet A. Over on sheet C, Chesapeake Bay Hoppers.
Plays a very difficult
wait a
raise.
second.
Sorry, double raise.
Ooh, I think Red may be nosing out for the third shot there.
Yeah.
This is into the hammer shot also.
It is, yeah.
All they need is just sitting in full white.
Sorry for the interruption.
No, you're quite all right. What was I saying before about
Bay
not,
Hoppers.
well, yes. I was saying not giving them a shot for 4.
Yes, that.
Anyway, on sheet C, Chesapeake Bay Hoppers were able to steal 1 in the 5th end. They now trail, I believe it's 6-4. Rick Bilala and his team trying to mount the comeback.
He's scrappy.
He is scrappy. And over on sheet D, looks like Team Wiggins was able to take 2 in the 4th. And after 4, they now lead 4-2. That's over Team Anderson.
Turning into quite a Potomac grudge match over there.
It is.
Potomac and former Potomac.
This looks a little
Well, at
hot.
least now I understand where it
But
comes
it's slowing up.
from.
Has a little bit of backing here. He's going to sit there and nope, right by it.
Joe, so close. But that's going to be 3 red, I think.
Wow. I was going to say, at least I know where it comes from. On sheet A, the Chicago team has the hammer. And Richard threw their first rock to the back 12. And the call was with hammer to throw a center guard. This was a strategy I was not a big fan of. And when Elizabeth and I were playing together, we had conversations about it numerous times. But I think I now know where she got it from.
It's a Chicago thing.
Apparently.
Curling very regional. Curling's a very regional sport in general.
Throw the center guard no matter what.
See a lot of it in deliveries. You can tell where a person learned how to curl by how they deliver. Like if they have the tuck, you know they came from Southern Virginia.
If it's not Canada, it's Southern Virginia.
Yep. The old Manitoba slide.
The Manitoba
Yeah.
tuck from Southern Virginia, yes.
I secretly hope there is a town in Southern Virginia called Manitoba.
Be a lot cooler if there was.
No, there's just a guy at the Curling Club of Virginia that is from Manitoba. And so he's taught all these people how to deliver with the tuck. So you just see this weird subset of people who are new arena curlers who bust out a tuck delivery.
Yep.
It's the weirdest thing. I never knew what to
That part
make
of
of it.
Virginia, land is
Yeah.
cheap. We could buy a plot of land and incorporate it as a town and name it Manitoba. A whole new curling empire.
It's true.
would
In
start.
Southern Virginia,
In
you
Southern
know,
Virginia.
out in the Piedmont or whatever. Yeah, we could do it.
The Piedmont? What is
That's the
a-
center region of Virginia. You have
Oh.
the Tidewater, the Piedmont, and the Blue Ridge section.
I try not to go to Virginia.
Usually a pretty solid strategy.
Northern Virginia sits there and ruins the rest of Virginia.
Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
My quick Google search reveals there's no Manitoba, Virginia. However, I did find a website that will tell you the distance from any city in the world
To Manitoba?
Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
Winnipeg. So, very useful app.
Dave's asking who's the skip for Chicago. Courtney, do you have that?
I do not know. Maybe we can have somebody
Oh, is this
do
it here?
some
Here it is.
recon.
Doug Boyd.
Oh,
Doug
Doug
Boyd is
Boyd,
the skip from
yes.
Chicago. At least that's according to
That is
the
correct.
information I have here.
Hogline violation, free guard violation.
That's a high quality guard that got violated.
Oh! A nice shot over on sheet C.
A little wicky-wacky angle raise in off.
Rick is giggling about that one.
It's fully buried top 4 behind some guards.
On my team, we call that plan A+.
Yes, classic.
So does A+ signify a plan better than what you could come up with theoretically?
Exactly, yes. There's plan A, there's plan B, then there's what actually happened. It was way better than we ever expected. That's plan A+. Unfortunately, our usual shot is like plan L or something, so.
Jeff Hannon trying to get behind this corner guard.
And not quite succeeding.
Yeah, really
but-
great weight on that shot, but
I mean, the sad news about that guard is you could have put that anywhere in the house and still been able to hit it, even if it was dead behind it. It's just too long.
it is almost non-existent guard.
I mean, it's sitting on the advertisement. You don't put an advertisement somewhere that, like, matters.
No, no. Unless you're the Briar.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Unless
then
you're-
it's like the worst because you can't see the guards on it and like trip over
Yes,
them.
unless you're turning the rocks into timbits.
Oh God,
That would be a delicious
something
choice.
happened here, and it could just be a terrible shot. I'm
When
not
we went up to
sure.
Rochester for the Ducks, we had to sit there and make sure every morning we had a box of Timbits to give us the strength to curl on.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I believe it's an inaugural thing in that area. But did you ever get a garbage box when you were
Oh,
up
A garbage plate, yeah.
that had a nasty chunk of ice under it, so that was a pick.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anyone in Rochester who was listening. I went to Nick Tahoe's, and I was really unimpressed.
What is Nick Tahoe?
It's the original place to get a garbage plate in Rochester.
I don't even. Is that English? What are you talking
there? It's when
about?
you serve a bunch of food on the top of a trash can lid.
Ew.
Yeah, it wasn't
That sounds
good.
awful.
Yeah, I got to agree. That doesn't sound very appetizing.
No, no.
In Baltimore, that's called a hobo's breakfast.
Poor Baltimore.
Aw. But I will say that Rochester was a very nice city, and I really enjoyed their Museum of Play.
We spent a day there also.
Yep.
Museum of Play.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of like old school video games, pinball games.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Second best pinball museum I've ever been to. Right behind the one
Museum's
in
actually
Vegas.
not
The
designated just for
second
games.
best pinball museum? I don't even know what that means.
It means there's a pinball museum in Vegas that's better.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ah, nice hit.
Wow. There is no shortage of curl on that line,
No.
inside out.
It would seem not. 2 rocks over curl. Granted, the first one did pick. Is this Brian Walker delivering now?
I believe so. No, I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Very animated gentleman. I've enjoyed watching him curl.
Hard sweep there.
Oh, did they get a biter out of it?
Not
Yeah.
quite, I don't think.
Oh, it's close.
It's
but-
close.
Very splittable, though. You can't just
Oh, yes.
ignore this rock. Well, you could ignore this, but I don't think that's the best plan.
At your own peril.
At your own peril.
Yeah, ignore it at your own peril. It
I'm
looks
not
like-
convinced it's not on, so I think it's a good decision. Oh God, sweep that.
Yeah, the way this place moves. There
Yeah,
it goes.
Michael's a bit of a non-traditional delivery.
Yeah, he kind of falls off to the side. And is that going to hit? It is. It's going to jam on the red up there. But it's still able to get it out. So we're back to essentially a clean sheet.
Yeah, lucky that rock continues out of the house.
Yes.
Leaves top 4 in pretty good position, though. They have a corner guard up, albeit a very long one.
Yes. The only rock in play, as we said before, is that rock that is only a couple inches off the hog line.
I'm not convinced Jeff Hannon's actually moving his broom.
Looks like a corner guard there.
This delivery looks a little more collected.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually like pretty good.
Right on the
Rock
nose.
travels a little truer because of it.
Well done, a solid hit.
Yeah, it leaves us double corner guard. Possible opportunity here if top 4 feels like taking advantage.
Then all I have to do is just raise that side yellow.
Sweeper's disinterested.
Yeah, should have no problem getting around that red guard and sitting it nicely.
Unless it's through the
Unless
house.
it's too late.
Except he's sweeping with a club broom, so. Oh, he got it.
Enough.
Strong enough anyway.
You should at least take one of the donated EQ pads out of the.
Put a little better broom pad on it.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't even notice it was a club room until you said something.
Oh, that's like usually the sign that you're gonna beat a team was when they go and grab a club broom. You're like, they don't even have a broom. What?
Even more than a club room is they sit there and they go grab one of the sliders like we sit there and
Right.
slide.
Ah, yeah.
Not too surprisingly, on sheet A, Richard Chin has been talking about this shot for the past 3 shots that have happened on our sheet.
Yes, Richard A.
It's a deliberate curler.
Yeah.
No guards.
Quick update over on sheet C.
Already taking too long. We lost interest.
Ah, killing me.
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
I was about to give an update, and then unfortunately it got blocked up, so I lost track of where they are. But we'll get that to you once I can see it again.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually posted the score from the 6th.
No, they haven't. Thought
Well,
they
I
had-
heard Lance say no guards, so.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Thank you.
And that is not a guard.
And a guard. Yeah, sweep, sweep. Yes, yes, bring it in.
Trying to just chip that rock out.
Yep. Good
Oh,
job.
no. I don't think
It's a race right now.
Yo.
I think it's out of the house. But
I'm not convinced. Oh, I don't know. The overhead, it looks like it's out, but from my angle, it looks like it's in.
Yeah, I see some daylight, but I have to agree with Courtney. It's probably hanging over.
Okay, we're going to take it off to the other side. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. We're going to miss the guard. Don't worry. Just put it in the house. Okay? Wow. Now it reverses handle comes back. That was interesting.
Same way, last line, same way.
That's okay. It's a weird line. Reverse handle, too.
This rock looks light. Probably another guard.
Yeah, they're going to have to work real, real hard to get this in the house. And they're working real, real hard, but it's just
Oh, they got
making
it.
over.
Great sweep. I had a 14-3 hog to hog.
What do you like?
So the ice,
Okay.
not super fast.
It catches out there and pulls it
No,
wonky,
that one was
so you gotta
definitely a
make sure
function of the
it's all here.
sweepers.
Certainly no Briar out there, but
No.
No.
looks like it should be a
Is
nice
it
draw
hot?
behind.
I had about 13 seconds on this one.
Did it pay?
I'm not sure, but it was good enough for a draw for
Everybody was kind of chuckling, and
Yeah, I think that rock was heavy.
and it picked.
And it picked.
It's a lot of picks.
Three. Oh, yes. Yes, hard. All right. Yes. All right. Yes, yes.
So you see after 6 ends, Trae's Amigos still leads 6-3 over top 4.
If you're a little inside, you can tap this one further in. I'll give you more ice, though.
Trae's Amigos, again, an amalgamation of a English curling, Oklahoma City and Bucks County. Top 4 come to you from the Nutmeg Curling Club in Connecticut.
Yep. Like he said, need help.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hannon's buying the drinks.
Or you're saying the ice wasn't terribly fast, and there it is.
It was not that slow.
Yeah.
We'll call that user error.
Eli. Yes. Whoa.
Over on sheet C, we do have that score for you. The Hackheads were able to take 2 in the 6th end. They now lead the Bayhoppers 8-4.
Chicago tied it up in the 6th with a really nice draw for 1 against like a bunch.
That's shaping up to be a very nice game. And I don't believe we have a score update on sheet D yet.
Let's try coming in again, or do you want to put up a guard for this guy?
Last update was
guard it. Come from inside out.
Team Anderson Team Anderson up by 1 after 5 over Team Wiggins in a Potomac, not quite death match, but certainly a grudge match.
I think like
This is curling. There are no
death
death
match
matches
is
here.
just kind of a hilarious name for these 2 teams.
Yeah.
Looks like Ann Wiggins
Another
is
hog
making a
stove
nice.
right there for
Another one. Hannon like hogged both of them.
He did, yes.
Oh, he's definitely buying drinks.
Yeah, the double hog. That's tough to justify.
And I don't even think those yellow rocks the yellow lead rocks are as uneven as some of the rocks we have.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have something to counter that hogging. We're going to have through the house right here.
Oh.
See, if you average them out, they're 3 great rocks.
They just want to sit there and speed up the game, so they're just going to sit there and throw a couple stones out of play, and then try to win the game with 4 stones this time.
Yeah. The leads were bored. So currently red sitting 1, just 1 in the top of the house there.
I just looked over at the bar and it looks like some people are making America grape again. I made grape flavored Jell-O shots and called them Make America Grape Again.
Yeah, bring it.
I like it. I fully support it.
Andrew, Jeff. Yep, both now. Yep, let's go. Sorry, yes. I'm not loud.
Looks like we've got a nice draw or a nice guard there for top 4. And Jonathan Havercroft saying that wasn't that nice a guard. I'm going to get rid of it.
I personally might be peeling this the other way.
Yeah, a little dangerous to peel towards your own.
Oh yeah, they got to jump on this quickly.
Well, it's over curling anyway, so.
Be no danger of jamming here.
Nope.
That was what he wanted to do the whole time, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Can't argue with success.
Nope.
Feels
Still-
absolutely not.
Still a 5 out of 5 in the record books.
Brian Walker coming through.
Oh, going for the feeling.
Mark.
I can't believe it. We have a guest appearance by John Epping in the warm room. Oh, wait, no, it's just Todd Humora.
Yeah, he was completely oblivious to Melvin's introduction
Not so lucky this time.
Oh.
Nope, that is going to sail right on through.
Kinchy McNuts appeal. That's what I call that.
Didn't get the jam, but does leave a guard in place of the guard.
But he does nuts appeal.
And yellow immediately looking to draw behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the mistake they were looking for.
As the old saying goes, don't punch the gift horse in the face.
That's
Must be
definitely.
a saying I haven't heard before.
Not sure that's how it goes.
That is, yeah.
And speaking of not sure that's how it goes, only a guard there.
Not,
Yeah.
not a. I'm going to call that the pro side miss.
I agree.
Yeah. You didn't want to flash it through, but at the same time, you were looking for more of a draw than that.
Yeah, and indeed, Trae's Amigos just kind of gives up on the peel, forcing them to draw in. This is really kind of where you want this game to
A
go.
little bit of a fishtail there.
Sometimes I see Michael's delivery and I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Not a typical delivery, but
He makes a good number of shots. He's worked it out. Oh, he's
Just
by.
getting around. Very nice.
great work from the sweepers there to get
Yeah.
that rock by.
That's a great rock.
Very
Most
well done,
importantly,
Michael Nordwest.
keeps that rock in the top of the house.
Sometimes I find when I fishtail really hard, like I make shots that I didn't even think were like there. And then you're like, good luck following that one.
Oh, well, you've seen me curl. My legs are all over the place when I'm delivering, and all of a sudden I get a perfect center guard. I have no idea how on earth it happens, but I roll with it.
Are they playing the thin double?
Oh!
Almost.
Great effort.
Great effort.
I can't believe he hit that too thin.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened on sheet A, but there were like a ton of guards in play, and now there's none. Which you expect when there's Clausens on the sheet, but
Yeah.
the Clausens are. Oh, actually, they have the hammer, so that is what happened.
Oh, yep. That end just got Clausened.
Oh, we made America too great. Apparently, the Jello shots were a big hit, and they are gone.
Wow.
We can no longer make America grape. It's as grape as it gets.
Quick update over on sheet D. Looks like Team Anderson was able to take 2 in the 6th. They've increased their lead now to 6-3 over Team Wiggins.
I mean, I guess to be fair, I did buy like half of them last night for various people. I was very proud of the name, so
Well, yeah,
there
of
was
course.
a large amount of making America grape again.
So, like, how many trays did you make?
I didn't make that many. I just did 4 little boxes of Jello.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll know for next time. Although I'm not so sure I really want there to be a next time.
I never want to like have extra. Like
Well, yeah, of course. Because they're like,
So
what am I going to do
got-
with all these Jello shots?
the thing is I got enough Jello to use. Did I tell you the story of the Making America?
You did
Great
not.
Again? Oh, okay. So when I got my bar inventory before this Bonspiel, somebody had donated like a couple bottles of Trump vodka a couple Bonspiels ago.
Ah.
And there was one bottle still left in the inventory. And I was like, well, what the heck am I going to do with this bottle of Trump vodka?
Was it one of the Jersey
Nobody.
teams?
No, I don't even know. It was somebody local, I think.
Ah.
But
Look, I figured.
I was like, nobody's going to pay to drink this crap. So what am I going to do with it? And so I asked my friend, and that was her idea, was to make it into Jello shots and say, make America grape again. And so we went to, I got the Jello, and that's why I only got 4, because it was just $7.50. It wasn't like
Okay.
a handle. So we have the water boiling, and I got my Jello together. I'm ready to go to make my Jello shots. And Melvin says, I want to try this Trump vodka. And so he takes a swig of it, and it was water. Somebody had refilled the bottle with the water. So the Trump vodka, like everything else with Trump's name on it, is a lie.
That's
But I
incredible.
already have the Jello all together, so I made them with Tito's. And
So it's actually pretty good stuff.
and then to perpetuate the lie further,
So you're saying that America was made grape again on the back of Tito's.
on the back of some good Texas vodka. And then
Good movement.
stuff's happening. So then one of the guys working the bar made a sign that said, "Make America Grape Again" shots with Trump vodka. And I was like, we're just perpetuating the lie here.
Yep.
But I guess that's appropriate. When you just like, you're so wrapped up in the lie, it kind of becomes the truth.
Yep. Truthiness. Meantime, looks like top 4 trying to draw in behind here. And the line looks good. Not 100% sure about the weight yet, though.
Yeah, this rock will curl in there if it checks up in the top 4. Be a good shot, and it just
To the tee.
Oh, very nice.
fudges on the slide path there a little bit.
Well done there. Sliding right in behind those red guards.
It's a great rock. That's a force rock right there.
Yeah, you basically have to just follow them right down if you want to take it. This is Hammer, by the way, for red.
I keep wanting Jonathan's last name to be Hovercraft, not Havercraft.
I know. It's
We'll just call him Jonathan Hovercraft.
yeah.
I am
We're the ones
fine
with
for
the
an
mics.
alteration of the change.
Hammer is away in this 7th end.
Hovercraft Stone is sitting there and gliding right down the ice, almost as if it was on a cushion of air.
Oh, I think this might not curl enough, though.
I don't think it's heavy enough.
Oh, the sweeper's back off it.
Oh,
It's that
no.
same,
That's a tough break.
that same
That is a
kind of
steal of 1 for yellow.
that soft spot
Yellow.
That is
in the slide path
that lies.
that benefits top 4, benefits them again.
That's the same reason we had a big discussion back in the first
Yes,
about
yes,
why
yes.
I was confused the entire
Oh, okay.
time.
That was probably my fault.
Okay, so after the end of the 7th, we now have top 4 at 4 points, and Trae's Amigos have 6 points, going into the top of the 8th.
It's going to be a tall order to steal 2, I think, but anything's possible.
Well, they actually have Hammer. Oh, never mind. I'm
Nope.
sorry.
Switch it around, yep. In the meantime, over on sheet C, looks like the Chesapeake Bay Hoppers were able to take 1 in the 7th. They are now in the 8th end, trailing by 3, 8-5, against the Hackheads. And I don't have word. I think the Hackheads are from Nutmeg as well, because we mentioned Lance Wright. At least the skip.
At least the skip. I see Murray Jackson on that list. Definitely not from Nutmeg, but I also don't see him on the ice.
That redstone is going to curl in nicely. Just going to get covered up a little bit by that yellow guard. They're bringing it to full 8 on the center line.
Rock's mostly open.
Yep, I'd say maybe a third is covered, but still well more than enough to hit it out.
I gotta say, I don't love the hit here.
No, it's early in the end.
You know you have to steal a bunch. Just tapping this rock to the back 4 might help you set up a pocket that you can.
I believe they said it was hack weight, so it's moving quite a bit though.
So Hannah might be taking it on himself to throw a better shot than the one called.
Still going to take it out.
Yeah, it doesn't go all the way through.
And it looks like they're going to play the hit again. Skip Jonathan Havercroft, wasting 0 time calling that.
Hovercraft, I believe.
Hovercraft, I'm sorry, I had to get that wrong. Jonathan Hovercraft. And it curls quite a bit, but not enough. Unfortunately, it's a flash.
Big opportunity here.
Yeah, yellow needs the points, so it's time to get whatever you can.
Looks like he's asking for the tap, which I agree. I think that's a good shot call.
Yep. He wants something on the tee.
Yeah, ideally, if you just crossed the nose just a tiny little bit.
Yep. He's able to tap it up to around the button, get another guard up there, but they've got to make sure they're around that guard.
Yeah, this rock looks tight and light.
Yep. And Skip working very hard on it, but it is just going to muck up the front.
The tongue guard, yep.
Cover up a little bit, but there's still room on the right side. And it looks like Jonathan is just going to call for a peel. Throw some weight down there and see what leaves.
Yeah, should be able to get both these guards moving.
Yeah, they're close enough. It shouldn't be a problem. Oh, a big end in the 7th on sheet A.
Yeah, Chin has really blown that game open.
Yep. Really impressive at the beginning of the game by the team from Chicago, but Team Chin was able to capitalize on a few big ends. They now lead 8-4 in the 8th end. Meanwhile, on our featured sheet, a good peel of 1, but the second yellow guard refused to move. So yellow's still sitting shot. Only one in the house.
We're still down.
Sweepers on this one quickly, saying that it was down. Really need to work on this because it's going to keep curling. It's going to crash, I think. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of a
similar shot.
It's going to roll over a little bit, so it's going to cover up the shot rock, but there's still room available, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and call a peel.
They're hoping to slowly promote that right guard into the house without anyone realizing what's happening. That's their plan for stealing 2, I believe.
And it's a bold plan. Let's see if it works.
See if it works for me, Cotton.
Oh, they've got to work on this hard. Yep, there we go. Good peel and rolling the shooter out. Once again, that yellow shot rock wide open.
Wow, I went over to the bar to like take care of some things. I come back, you guys are sitting here in silence. Apparently, I'm the life of this party.
Well, you know we all take our cues from you.
So Yellow trying to steal 2 in this end, apparently.
Yes. Yes. There have been a few peels, nothing too crazy. That looks extremely light, so they're going to have to work a little bit to get it over. Again with the switch.
Looks like we're about to end up with that center line guard again.
Yeah. Not a bad move, putting it right back. Eventually, though, they're going to need more in the house. Just nature of the beast.
I'm just going to say this because sometimes I say things and people can't believe I would say it, but I don't think that guy switching sides is helping anything.
No,
I agree. I don't think it's doing anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he doesn't start out on that side.
I know you wanted to curl, but that might make a difference if you were like an intense, like super great sweeper.
Yeah, with a
No
brand new
offense to that guy.
pad, but yeah.
Oh God!
Oh.
Pinchy McNuts appeal makes another appearance.
Yeah, afraid the peel turns into a run back, and very little really changes. The yellow guard becomes a red guard, and that's about it. So now top 4, once again trying to figure out the best way to put more stones in the house. Oh, they're going to have to sweep on this hard. Again with the switching, and again with the lack of effectiveness. And that's going to crash onto the red guard. It's going to...
Bump the red a little bit out of the way, but
yeah, I was going to...
pretty busy except for a run back straight down that center.
Yeah, I was going to say it was going to give a little more protection to that yellow, but truthfully, both stones moved out of the way, and there's a port right down the center line that that they are now aiming for.
See if they can sit there and thread that port and
yeah, Michael
cause a bit of
Nordquist.
damage.
Michael Nordquist coming through with a good amount of weight. They're sweeping it hard, but it's not enough. The yellow is, oh.
This might actually sit there and behoove them a bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's hanging around, maybe.
That might be out. No, I think it's a biter, but
it's biting.
Oh, so close.
It's close, but I would say that it's definitely a biter.
And it's also now completely unprotected.
That it is. But so is the rest of the house. So it looks like they're now calling for another draw. See, the problem with a shot like that is it's the sort of shot you now immediately forget about. And when the time
Don't
comes
remember
to...
that it's back there hanging out?
Yep. And when the time comes to count, you know, that all of a sudden that could be your second or even your third point for the win.
Thank you for bringing me a cookie, Melvin. I didn't know that you knew that's what I wanted.
Is that a curling brownie? That is awesome.
It's a whoopee cookie.
It's a whoopee cookie.
That's
a
what's
curling
up.
Stone. Yes.
Any idea who made it so I can thank them publicly on air?
No?
The whoopee cookie lady.
Well, whoever made the whoopee cookies with the curling handles, big shout outs to you. Well done.
Had one yesterday. They were delicious.
As well as whoever made the chocolate chip cookies, because those were really, really
they
good.
were. A lot of like baking powder or soda or something, and it was very tasty.
Yeah.
I
Good
feel
amount of
like
butter.
baking powder or baking soda don't make things tasty on their own.
In this situation, I believe they did.
There was also a good amount of butter and a decent amount of vanilla as well.
Uh-oh.
And chocolate chips. There
Did
was
we
a
have another
record amount of
pick, or
chocolate
was
chips.
that a wreck?
I think that was a rack. I prefer my cookies with a decent amount of nutmeg, but that's a personal preference.
Sounds pretty good. Chopped walnuts, and then you freeze the chocolate chip cookies, and you eat them frozen. That's a new level of chocolate chip cookie deliciousness.
I'm going to have to steal that. Looks like we've got handshakes over on sheet A. So Richard Chin and the defending champions were able to take down the team from Chicago.
Jeez, something awful is happening to the ice over on sheet C.
Oh, goodness, yes.
He had something under his slider that has carved a giant crater out of the ice.
Ooh, I feel
He's
bad
like
for whoever's
peeling
gonna...
it out of the ice. It looks like it was like some sort of pebble or something.
I feel bad for the ice crew.
So I see we've had a little bit of change in tactics here. Oh, he's just peeling this guard. I mean, I don't really see a good way for yellow to get to.
Yeah, especially if they lose this one.
Unless he just feathers this in the house. Oh. There's
gonna
one.
Oh, that's a miss.
All of it.
Oh, there was one in the house.
Yeah, that
doesn't.
Yeah, it's a biter.
I couldn't see it because of the guy standing in the house. I thought he was peeling the guard.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's that was on near the center line, and they were able to hit it with a good hit.
Even in the house?
I think it is.
Barely
I think
biting.
It is.
I don't think they would have gone after it if it wasn't.
It must be. The overhead really looks like it's not, but actually from my seat it does look solidly in.
Yeah, it's close. It is. I think it's hanging over because there's a little bit of daylight in between the bottom, but I would say it's definitely hanging over and biting.
I thought he was trying to peel the guard, and I was like, what is happening on this shot?
Looks like a solid draw. They're going to try to split on? Nope. And that's a miss. Oh, no.
Right through the house.
Can't waste a
Neither
stone like that.
team can buy a shot right now.
Does not have to throw his last rock. Well, that was an anticlimactic conclusion.
Yeah, that is going to do it for Sheet B. Team Trae's Amigos, the combination English, Oklahoman, and Bucks County team will take the win over top 4 of Nutmeg. Well done. And over on Sheet C, we also have handshakes. Looks like the Hackheads have taken it over the Chesapeake Bay Hoppers. Very nice match over there. So we will let's slide over to Sheet D now, the only game left on the ice.
Appears to be a pretty close game too.
Yeah, that's Team Anderson, a combination Potomac and Broomstones team. Skip Carl Anderson, Vice Brandon Morse, second Pete Morelowitz, and lead Kim Belf. Taking on Team Wiggins, that's Skip and Wiggins from Potomac, alongside Ben Keene, Jimmy Fallon, and Lori Yee. As of right now, it looks like Team Anderson has a 1-point lead in the 8th end.
And the hammer.
And the hammer, yes. They're up 6-5. This looks like a solid hit. And Jimmy is able to just slide that on. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy's playing for Team Anderson. That is my mistake.
And that was Team Anderson that just played that shot.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
That's why I said Jimmy. I thought Jimmy was playing on Ann's team. Then I took another look, and nope. That's what happens when you put 2 Potomac teams next to each other.
You know everybody, so.
Yeah, it's
I'm
weird.
not really sure. I'm going to go out and say this. I'm not sure why Ann is hitting this rock. She needs to steal, so she really just needs to be playing a draw behind that guard that she has.
Yeah.
Or actually, no. Oh, shit, you're not even doing it.
I think I signed up.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Looks like another peel, and oh, that's actually going to push one of Ann's stones in, but will they be able to push it out again? It looks like they will. And they've got to take a look at it and see if it's on the sideline, and it is. So that stone goes out of play. Now a nearly clean sheet as Ann tries to figure out what to do. As we get ready for the next draw.
Yep. What stones are we on? Are we on skip stones yet, or are we still on vices?
Let's see. I see
only
2
see
stones
2
left
down
on
there.
yellow, and I see 2 stones.
Yeah, and this is Ann's first stone, so
Yep.
we are starting with skip stones at the moment.
Might get some bonus curling over here on sheet D.
Anything's possible.
And Ann doesn't have much to hide behind here. She's
No, afraid not. It looks like she's going to try to hide behind the single guard left.
I believe so.
Big shout outs to our ice crew, who has been working very diligently through all of the draws, including Melvin, who was out here, and I was razzing a little bit.
I don't get an included in
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't realize you were also on the ice crew.
I was, and then I was kicked off because they wanted me to cast instead.
Ah. Well, thank you very much.
I just needed to sit there and boost my confidence a little bit. I wanted to hear it personally.
And it looks like Ann's shot is, it's definitely in the house, full 8, but I don't think it's very covered. In fact, I don't think it's covered at all.
Hard. No, I agree. You've got at least half that stone, maybe even 2/3 or 3/4 of it showing.
Yeah, but it's not terrible. It's
No, it's definitely serviceable, and
Yeah.
it will, at this
I've
point.
just really been finding I'm having a hard time getting around corner brooms. I was looking at a guy holding a bunch of brooms. Corner guards. The way our ice has been playing, it's just not really curling consistently out to the wing.
Yeah.
And like you can take the skin off the side of that guard, and it just won't bury. It'll still be half open,
And with sheet D, I mean, it's a giant roulette wheel, basically.
yeah, sheet D isn't playing as bad as some of the sheets play, depending on the season. But
That looks like a solid hit, though. Very well done.
it's a nice shot. I think she's going to have to play the hit and flop under.
Yep, it's the only shot she's got, and then leave a draw for the win, basically.
Yeah, if you were on, like, super amazing ice, you could try to, like, bury behind that rock, but our ice does not curl that much.
Hey, this is Potomac. No, our ice crew does, I think, a pretty darn good job, all things considered.
Like I always say, it's really, they do as good a job as you can do, and it's really mostly our rocks that make the ice slow and not seem to do the things you want it to do. It's not the ice fault. It actually isn't the ice's fault.
Yeah.
I think we'll find that the ice seems and plays a lot better when we have our new rocks.
Yes.
What's the time frame for that?
Well, no official announcement has been made yet. The board discussed it this past weekend, and they're still waiting on a final quote from Canada Curling Stone.
Okay.
But I think everybody would like to have them for next season. Oh, that's a really great shot.
Oh, yeah, that'll do very
Self-under
nicely.
behind there.
Yeah, that's
Definitely more tucked than her previous one is.
Now, do you go after this in this scenario, or do you just sit there and draw
I think I
down
play
to
a
the
draw.
button?
I think it's full 8 for the win, and
Here, no wrong call at all.
yeah, I mean, if you feel more comfortable with the hit, and it looks like they are, it's not a bad call as long as you're able to get it out. As Melvin sprays us.
I was about to say, I think he heard some of your comments earlier about the ice crew.
Yes, he did.
He's taking a bit of that anger out on casters over here.
I can live with that. There's a giant glass wall between us. And here comes the final stone, the hammer of the end.
Got a lot of weight. They must be going for the hit.
And, just
Not
nicking it.
enough of it, though. Are they going to get it out?
Yes, they're able to get it
do.
out. By the hair on their chinny chins. Team Anderson.
What a finish.
Team Anderson takes it over Team Wiggins. A very well fought match.
So the answer to your question, Joe, is the hit was the right call.
Yep.
It worked for them, therefore
I
it
always
was the right call.
say, I mean, there are moments where there are right and wrong calls, but if you're going to make this kind of shot, like, there's no wrong call.
So thank you very much for watching draw number 7. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes as we get the ice prepped for draw number 8. In the meantime, this is Steve Kaltenbaugh for Courtney Shaw, Melvin Shaw, and Joe Morrison. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.